Not every level needs in-depth decoration to analyse for me to be interested. Sometimes elegant ideas and a cozy atmosphere are all it needs. Beguine achieves this through its different modern styles, which hold much potential to work great together. Beguine crams a lot of ideas in its short length, and while the level itself falls a little bit flat, the sections themselves are really neat. The level begins with a more abstract modern style, starting with hexagon parts and changing to rectangles later. These sections have exceptionally good backgrounds for a new creator, and the structures do a lot to complement them too. The lack of movement in the hexagon section works great with the slow opening of the song, whilst the frequent pulses and moving black bars in the rectangle section give a little bit of life to a very static section. The second half of the level switches to art, the third part focusing on the nuts-inspired cafe. The block deco here is a little bit unpolished, and the foreground a bit sparse, but the background here was given ample detail, which is really nicely done. Beguine wraps up with a more commonly seen city background, and despite the empty foreground, the great use of layering in the background is able to make this up. There's incredible depth in both the city and the windowsill, such that the part feels complete even with limited air deco, which leads me to call this section the best part. One thing that every section utilises great is colours. The way Addison Judah uses different shades and glow complements the relaxing atmosphere the song creates. Whilst the bright colours and glow in the abstract parts help to emphasise this atmosphere, the execution in the art sections really help develop the themes. The bright yellows and contrast of warm and cool colours show us the cafe's storefront in the evening, and the bright glow of the city suggests how populated it is. While both styles are pretty decent separately, they clash pretty harshly in retrospect of Beguine's progression. The transition from traditional, geometric modern parts to a not styled artwork is a little bit jarring, and the lingering abstract structures don't work that great either. A transition like this wouldn't require too much work to pull off though. I would have attempted to make the city background in the last part more abstract to smoothly flow between the two styles, and then swapped it out with the placement of the third section. I feel this section is the most detailed, and while I would have preferred blocks that correlate to the cafe background better, the third section makes the most sense to end the level with. Finally, I would have cleaned the transitions up a little bit. I feel like a complex transition effect between two art sections is too distracting, while similarly a simple screen fade between the two modern sections does not fit properly. I would have used the triangle effect to transition between the two modern sections, the simple square effect to transition between modern and art, and then a basic screen fade to move between the two art sections. Overall, Beguine is a really simple yet elegant level with a comfy atmosphere and ideas to spare. Admittedly, there is little to analyse with this level, but I believe that the quality of the sections themselves and the potential this creator has going forward to be worth praising. Judah pulled off effective abstract modern and artistic modern, and with a little bit of work and polishing, they could make a level that transitions cleanly into a completely different style from start to finish quite effectively. With that being said, Beguine is a fine starting point, and Judah is definitely someone that I'm going to be following from now on.